Hey everyone, back at you with another pickups video. Yes, we got another one for you guys. This one's gonna be a bit shorter, obviously, but definitely some good games on here, and a couple that I forgot to put in some other pickups videos. When I went to Game Fest, I got another game there that I forgot to mention in that video, so that'll be included in this list. What's funny too is that as I'm recording this, I got a delivery for some more games, so those games will be included in this video as well. So let's get right into it. Here's Eternights. So this game, total surprise to me. It went on sale for 15 bucks on Woot. So I said, for 15 bucks, let me try this game out. And the game starts out with these teens trying to get on a dating app. And after that, one of the teens goes to sleep and he has this weird, vivid dream about kind of some stuff that probably happened in the future. And plus, you get a little bit of gameplay during that part too, which this game is like, I guess you could say, an action brawler. Oh, I almost forgot, but before that, the teen got like a text from the dating app of a girl who wants to meet him. So the next day, you go to meet the girl for a date, and then all this stuff happens to the world. Like, people start turning into monsters. You and your friend have to get to a shelter, and when you're in the shelter, you meet two other characters. And in the shelter, it's very creepy because you can't fight while you're in the beginning. While you're there, you're kind of walking around like sneaking past monsters. And then when you try to get help from a police officer, because you see the officer actually turn into a monster, and he beats down the character that interrupted him badly. So then you have to run and hide from them, and it's like a quick time event when you're in the lockers hiding. So it's kind of creepy, but that's just the beginning part. But other than that, though, the game, for what I played so far, as I said, is a brawler, and you learn your moves and you have your characters help you out. What I really like about this game, that it has like this social link thing, so you can pretty much interact with your characters and become like more friendlier with them, get to know them better. Like, little dialogue like that is pretty cool. Now, I don't know the mystery of the story yet, but there are some weird things going on. But your main home base is this train, and the train takes you to locations. You have 3 days to kind of figure out what's going on in those sections before you leave to the next section. I don't know if that affects the ending later in the game, but I'm pretty sure it affects something. So hopefully, I'll get that part done correctly. But the game just seems like it has a lot of potential, and I'm enjoying it so far. So definitely happy to have this game, especially for $15. It didn't come out that long ago, actually. So if you like what you're seeing here, let me know what you think about it. And do you think it's worth 15 bucks?
Yes.
Here's Warhammer 40,000 BoltGun. I randomly heard about this game recently, and lucky for me, it was on sale on Woot for 20 bucks. So I said, you know what? After watching some gameplay, watching some reviews, I said, yeah, let me try this game out. And I even told Jason about it. He didn't know they had a physical release for it. He actually did a Boomer Shooter video recently. So if he does another one, this will probably be added to it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this game. Like I said, I heard a lot of good things about it. I'm pretty impressed with what I've seen. I'm not sure about the performance on the Switch compared to other systems. I would have rather this come out on the PS4, PS5. But just this coming out at all as physical, I'm happy with that. So if you like boomer shooters, definitely pick up BoltGun. Here's Rent a Hero for the Dreamcast. I heard a lot about this game over the years, and recently, I want to say over the last 6 months, maybe even to a year, it got a fan English translation. These guys worked really hard to get this game out to us, and I'm happy to have this in the physical format. This is like one of those games that really would have helped the Dreamcast out back in the day if it had came out to America, but they probably found like just didn't want to bring it over here with the sales of the Dreamcast towards the end. But basically, you play as a guy that gets mysteriously gets a suit, and you pretty much you put it on to kind of help people out in the neighborhood. But the suit costs you, so you got to pay a bill at the end of the month. But the game brings that comic book charm, like just helping people and just being a hero, like kind of like seeing Spider-Man help people out and everything like that. This is how that game feels a bit. Some of the stories are kind of corny, but still, when you help people in need, you feel pretty good afterwards. So definitely, I think a lot of people should try this game out, especially since they worked so hard to get this English translated for us. You have no excuse not to play this game if you own a Dreamcast. Nefastos Misadventures. Now, this is the collector's edition, and I want to show you guys what's inside here. You guys voted on what kind of unboxings you like me to do, so we're going to do this slowly with like pulling everything out here. And I actually, you saw the collector's edition cover was a bit different. There's two different variants, but I actually like the regular edition cover on the outside better. So, but yeah, luckily you can switch between them. And then under here, we have, I think this, what is this right here? This is some kind of, yeah, that's the soundtrack. And not in a jewel case, but that's totally fine. That takes up room. And then here's the art book for the game as well. So really cool. Wait, this isn't actually an art book. This is a guidebook. They're going to help you play the game. And you will definitely need it because the game can be confusing sometimes, but not in a bad way. And here's a nice poster for you to iron out and put up on your wall. It's hard to talk about this game because it's so weird, but you actually play as a character that's inside a video game that's been corrupted. And you go around kind of like fixing glitches, meeting people, just find out the overall story of how the game got messed up. And you find out a lot about how developers make games. It's actually pretty cool, but very, very weird. And this game plays like I want to say not like a point and click, but more like I guess you could call it like an advanced point and click type game or whatever. You can control your character, but you can only like go to certain spots to activate stuff. But yeah, if you like what you're seeing here, you might want to pick this one up. So here is Dolphin Blue. Now, I talked about this game on my channel before, and now you guys know where to get a copy of the game now. People quit asking me that. But anyways, this is an awesome run and gun shooter that was only released for the Atomic Wave. There was no way to play this game unless you had that hardware or knew how to emulate it. This run and gun, it can be a bit tough for some people because the sprites are so big, but the game is beautiful, and once you get used to it, it really falls into place. There's a great soundtrack. It looks great, fast action. It just really keeps you on your toes. But I have to warn you guys, once you get to the 5th level, and this being a port of an arcade game, this game was meant to take your quarters. That 5th level is brutal. It is so annoying. Sometimes, I turn the game off when I get to that level. Just sometimes I do. It's just like, the levels is brutal. But anyways, guys, here is Dolphin Blue. Definitely a game you're going to want to have in your collection. Next up, we have the awesome Strider Part 2 for Dreamcast. Now, Strider Part 2 originally came out on originally came out in arcades and then was ported to the PS1. A great port, but very expensive, and a lot of people probably don't want to pay that price. But the Dreamcast version is definitely on the cheap, and everybody loves the Dreamcast, so playing Strider on this system feels right. Now, being that this is a port through Bleem, the only caveat with this game is that there is no save system for the PS1 memory card, so you pretty much have to play the game all the way through, which is totally fine. The game is very short, but you don't have access to those other levels, level 0, because you don't have the memory card save data. But other than that, I think it's a fine port. It is slightly enhanced through Bleem, so you guys can check that out for yourselves. But if you have not played Strider 2, you owe it to yourself. This was my favorite Strider game until the Strider remake came out back in 2014. I love that game. It kind of goes back between both of them, which one I like better. But ultimately, I got to go with Strider 2014. But Strider 2 is definitely one of the king games in the series. Here's Space Blaze. Now, me and my buddy Kyle were looking for this game for quite a while. I think it was around 2018-19 that this game came out, but it was really difficult to get this game because only certain publishers had it in Germany, and you have to like type the game in a certain way to get it, and then you have to deal with shipping, and it was just really annoying. But now the game has kind of become more available, and I decided to pick up a copy of it. Now, you guys know I like shoot 'em ups, but is this worth getting? To me, well, for me it was, and I'll tell you why in a second here. But for most people, this game, unless you're trying to collect every shoot 'em up game, I'm not sure if you'll really want this one. But the game really starts out simplistic. Like, it's just not really compelling in the beginning stages of the game, and the way it kind of like goes through the level, like it navigates. But by the time I got to the third level, I really felt like the game soundtrack really carried me through it. The soundtrack is actually pretty good for it, and the third level picks things up a bit, I would say. But the first two levels, well, at least the first level, I mean, it may turn some people off. Luckily, it's not that long. And then in this game, you got to pay attention to like you have an energy bar, but what messed me up on the first level is that it's hard to like differentiate like what you could run into sometimes. So I got killed mostly by crashing, and pretty much like just instantly taking one of my lives. But once I figured that out, I was okay. But it was annoying in the beginning. I almost wanted to turn the game off, but I stuck with it. And, I think, I'm not going to say there's potential here. You guys are going to have to judge for yourself. I mean, I'm not going to tell you go out and buy this one. But if you're an enthusiast for shoot 'em ups, you might want to pick this one up. What I'm saying about this one that I like a lot is the soundtrack. But I don't know if I could really get a lot of you guys interested in this one. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. And here we have Klonoa on the Dreamcast. This obviously is the first game on the PS1 available on the Dreamcast thanks to the Bleem technology. I love Klonoa. You guys have seen my Klonoa series. I pretty much have all the games, just missing a couple, but not too worried about those. But the opportunity to get this on Dreamcast, I had to do it. Now, of course, guys, I don't know how people feel about this, but you cannot save in the game thanks to the memory card. So you would have to kind of play the game all the way through, which you could do. It would take you a few hours, but it is possible. But I don't know if anybody's going to really sit there long enough to do so, unless they're doing like a stream or something like that. But still, having this game on the Dreamcast, I think is awesome. And yeah, any opportunity to get another Klonoa game, I just took it. Here's Vax for TurboGrafx CD and the PC Engine. Now, I got this game at Game On Fest. This is the game I forgot to put in my Game Fest video that I got. Developer came up to me, handed me one of these, and say, "I'd love you for you to try this out." Now, unfortunately for this video, I wasn't able to hook up my system, but I did want to show you the games on the back that are included with this. Now, you get a total of 4 games: Vax, Wave and Thunder, Slope-a-Dope, and then Zars Ultron or something like that. It's pronounced a different way from what I'm looking at, but yeah, hopefully I got it right. Anyways, those are the 4 games that are included, and if you want to pick these up from a local store, you get them at Game Over Video Games. They are selling them exclusively at any of those stores, and the game only goes for 20 bucks. So you get 4 games, and pretty much you get them for $5 a piece physical for your PC Engine or TurboGrafx CD. Under Night In Birth Part 2. Had no idea this game was coming out. A total surprise, and I think it was for a lot of people. So let's just start with what this game adds. Obviously, this is an anime fighter. I can't believe people call it anime fighter, just 2D fighter, but whatever. But this game adds, from the get-go, 3 new characters. Now, usually when there's a sequel for a game, I would say it would have to add at least 5 new characters to the mix. But I know sprite work animations are very expensive to do, and this company is pretty small, so they probably couldn't do a lot. But we'll see what the future DLC they have coming out. Hopefully it's free, but probably it's not going to be. Now, the game adds new story, has a new final boss, and what's going to impress a lot of people about this game, besides the animation and gameplay, is that the online play has been redone, so retooled. So I think they're doing a rollback netcode finally. I remember playing the other games and trying to find a match with people online that was like stable was just about impossible. But now you can find some serious online matches that are steady. So very important for this game, because what online is going to do for this game is going to get a wider audience of people to play this game, obviously. I played this series before it got popular. Recently, well, I would say over the last 5 or 6 years, it's finally gotten popular. And I think it was at EVO a couple times. I'm not really sure. I don't really follow it, but still, being that it was at EVO means that it's being shown to a wider audience, and that's probably one of the reasons we actually got a sequel, thankfully. So, if you like fighters, I would say you don't have to pick this up day one. It is lower than retail. I mean, it goes for 50 bucks, not 60, thankfully. But I would say if you like fighters, I would pick it up immediately. This game is a lot of fun, great soundtrack, great animations, as you can see, and just overall a lot of fun.
No! Got him. Perfect timing.
Winner,